Okay, fine. I'll play Baldur's Gate 3. Game of the year, wait, it lets you do what? Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Gaming. I'm Chris Chappell.
That hit the spot.
The French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre believed by making choices, you can turn your life into a melody. If that's true, then Baldur's Gate 3 is a 50-plus hour symphony. Few games offer the incredible breadth of choice that Baldur's Gate allows. Not just what class you play as, or the kind of character customization that has become typical in AAA games. You create your own character's story, and how your adventures in the famous Dungeons & Dragons world of Faerun plays out is also highly individualized. You and a group of fellow adventurers find yourselves abducted by mind flayers, who implant parasitic tadpoles into your brains. There is no great cause, no high morals, just a desperate attempt to prevent the transformation into a mind flayer yourself. And yet, for a game that's supposed to be all about choices, you can't even romance the mind flayers? Oh wait, you can? As you go through the game, you and your team have to work together, comboing skills and abilities in a way that would make any Chrono Trigger fan drool. Produced by Larian Studios, Baldur's Gate harkens back to the spirit of the oldest RPGs, or role-playing games. Tabletop adventures like RuneQuest or Warhammer 40k, where friends would gather and create wild characters, stories, and adventures. A wonderful escape from the reality of being a nerd getting beaten up in school. Thanks to cultural juggernauts like Stranger Things and Critical Role, there's been a renaissance of tabletop RPGs in recent years, and Baldur's Gate tries to recreate that sense of limitless possibility in video game form. For those of you who don't have any actual friends, you love me, don't you, Lae'zel? Oh wait, I can do that? I can see why it won Game of the Year. While more modern RPGs tend to obscure their tabletop origins with hidden game mechanics, Baldur's Gate proudly wears it on its sleeves. Wow, look at the graphics of that die! The enduring popularity of RPGs over the years is due to the inherent human quest for identity. Each game begins by asking the simple but profound question, who are you? Are you the dashing thief, the rugged warrior, or a shadowy black mage? But in modern times, questions of identity are no longer so simple. Baldur's Gate 3 decided to roll the dice and enter into the fiery world of identity politics by bravely including a trans character that can't join your party, that you could easily miss, and possibly not even hear the dialogue where she reveals she's trans.
When I was born, my parents thought me a boy and raised me as such. In time, we all came to understand I was truly a woman.
I haven't seen such brave progressivism since that lesbian kiss in Star Wars. And while the introduction of a trans character did cause a stir of controversy, have you seen what you can do in this game? Do you have any idea how many commandments this is breaking? God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Karlach. People are living increasingly isolated and disembodied lives, probably because you're on your 100th hour in Baldur's Gate. The struggles of modern people to answer the question, who am I, can be traced to a fundamental change in the understanding of self and identity. The self has become some objective truth that you must go find yourself. People will pursue themselves as though they're an archaeological finding out there somewhere in the world, just waiting to be discovered. As the famous 1895 poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar says, "We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eye." The unspoken premise is that we have a true self that is hidden behind the masks we wear. You could spend hours and a lot of your hard-earned money on a psychotherapist trying to discover who is that you behind the masks, analyzing your thoughts. But to the ancient Greeks, your mind was a sense organ, just like your eyes. Your eyes receive images, it doesn't create them. And the Greeks believed your mind doesn't create thoughts, it receives them. And like any other sense, the mind can be trained. Throughout history, people have trained their mind through prayer and meditation. That stream of conscience going on in your head, yeah, that one, that isn't who you are either. Which is good because I do not like what it's thinking about that pretty orc lady. But if you aren't the thoughts in your head, then who are you? Imagine, if you will, on some uninhabited Pacific island, a hammer-shaped object, never seen nor touched by human hands. I propose to you, that is not a hammer. Who we are is the creation of the roles we play in our interaction with others. Just like I can use that hammer-shaped object to drive nails, or crack open walnuts, or assault my roommate who keeps hogging the Wi-Fi with his illegal movie downloads so I can't play my Baldur's Gate. The object becomes a hammer, a food processor, or a weapon by its relationship with me. It has no objective nature that stands separate from the world around it. As American philosopher Thomas Nagel said, there is no view from nowhere. Are you really a mage if you aren't in a party to cast spells? That's just called being unemployed. As we order ourselves, we discover the order that is already there. We discover how we fit as a paladin, or a ranger, or even, yes, as a bard. RPGs teach us the reality that who we are is defined by our relationship with others and in our actions, though RPGs also have some other unsettling qualities. Different races possess distinct characteristic abilities or qualities. That is the literal definition of racism. Oh, so all orcs have high strength stats but low intelligence? Why isn't that the big controversy around these games? Then again, I wouldn't want those filthy Khajiit in my neighborhood either. You stay outside of Whiterun. So, as William Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, and we are merely the players. So play on! In Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate, of course! Thank you for watching Deep Thoughts While Gaming. And if you're wondering who you are, the answer is a person who likes and subscribes to Gamers Unbeaten. Otherwise, can you truly say you exist?